Chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute. Whether it's your next holiday destination, the choice of university for your studies, or the restaurant for next week's birthday party, most things in life require some research. While we may value our gut feelings, we simultaneously utilize our intelligence and exercise discrimination. The same goes for spirituality. It is not simply a sentimental impulse or practice. It requires intelligent research and information gathering. It is an affair of the head and the heart. Einstein once stated that religion without philosophy was simply sentiment, and in more active situations, downright fanaticism. In chapter 7, entitled Knowledge of the Absolute, Krishna delineates certain philosophical truths to instill confidence and conviction in the process of bhakti yoga. Shri Bhagavan Ovacha Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashraya Asamshayam Samagram Mam Yatha Gyasyasi Tachranu. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Partha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, you can know me in full, free from doubt." The acronym for this chapter is HEAD, H for hearing, E for everywhere, A for accept or reject, D for demigods. H for hearing, verses 1 to 3. Modern thinkers often posit a notion of proving everything empirically, rejecting anything which cannot be directly perceived by our senses. While this may seem a logical, objective and rational approach, it does have inherent limitations. How do you understand those things beyond your immediate perception? For example, if you wanted to find out what BBC One was showing tonight, the most obvious approach would be to consult a TV guide. You could subsequently verify by actually watching the programs. In other words, we can't depend on our sensory experience to provide all the answers. Accepting a higher authority opens up new opportunities to experience the truth directly. Krishna begins this chapter by stressing the absolute necessity of hearing from spiritual sources to understand universal realities. This is known as the descending path of knowledge. Verses 4 to 12 take the theme of E, everywhere. By hearing from authorized spiritual sources, one can acquire profound knowledge of the divine. In answer to the common challenge, "Can you show me God?" Krishna cites the analogy of pearls strung on a thread. The pearls are perfectly strung and arranged as a necklace, while the thread remains completely invisible. Similarly, God designs, creates, and sustains the entire universe, yet remains invisible to the immature observer. The extreme intricacy and sophistication of the creation, however, naturally indicates the presence of higher intelligence. Krishna further explains how he is the essence of everything within the creation, the taste of water, the light of the sun, and the ability in man. In this way, through the eyes of knowledge, one can learn to see God everywhere. The theme of verses 13 to 19 is accept or reject. A. If God can be perceived everywhere and His existence is so strikingly obvious, why is there still wholesale denial of Him? Resisting forceful compliance, Krishna endows such individual with the free will to fly their own plane and decide where to repose their faith. He describes the 4 types of people who reject God due to their preoccupation in worldly life, and 4 types of people who do accept God, albeit with different degrees of selfish intent. In conclusion, it's a rare soul in this world who's able to approach God free of ulterior motives and enter into a selfless relationship of love. That level of spiritual purity, Krishna says, may take thousands of births. The verses 20 to 30 take us to the theme of D, demigods. Practically speaking, even a mere acceptance of God is a propitious achievement in this age. This acceptance, however, is not enough. one must gain an accurate and precise understanding. If you were to be operated on, you would insist the surgeon be well versed in the details and intricacies of the process. It is, after all, a matter of life and death. Similarly, to simply believe in God is not enough. One must understand His nature and personality. Towards the end of the chapter, Krishna establishes monotheism and distinguishes demigods as powerful entities in charge of universal affairs who are in no way, shape or form equal to God. Such dangerous misconceptions are cleared up as they have the potential to impede the spirit of pure devotion. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan maham prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.